Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and today we're going to get some insight into women's sports at the college level and how to get there. My guest today is Michelle Gbelama. She is the founder of She Leads Sports, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Anthony. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, so let's just go back in time again and tell people where you went to college and how you got there.
Okay, so I went to Drew University. It's a D3 school in Madison, New Jersey. I actually started tennis pretty late, so I started playing tennis around age 16. And that's because my counselor told me I needed a sport on my resume if I wanted to apply to colleges. So I picked up the sport because I played in PE class, so I thought it was a cool sport. Picked it up, and oddly enough, I was very talented at it. I became very interested in it, but also very successful in playing as well. From third singles, I was at first singles my second year, and I really worked hard towards getting there. And from then on, I decided I wanted to play tennis in college and hopefully play tennis after college. So I started to apply for. Reach out to coaches. I didn't really know the process, the procedure, so I kind of just dedicated my time and effort into learning the recruitment process, learning all of the necessary steps needed to get into college, but not just that, to find ways to pay for college as well. So I did all my research, did the studies, and I was able to land $51,000 in scholarship funds and get recruited to play at Drew University as the #1 tennis player.
Great. Now, when did you get started with thinking about that? Was it freshman year of high school, senior year of high school? When did it
Well,
all come together for you?
I initially started my sophomore year of high school, but I actually got deep into it during my junior year because, as I said, I started playing tennis at 16, which is around junior year. That's when I really knew that I wanted to play tennis in college. So my focus became working towards getting recruited to play tennis in college. So the process really started during my junior year, which sometimes is a little late if you think about it, but I was able to move faster and just push my way through the process to get recruited.
Yeah. So now, when you get to Drew University, how was it? How was it like playing tennis at Drew University?
It was really different because in high school, playing tennis was more, it seemed more like an individual sport. So I was mostly playing singles in high school. So I would focus more on myself, even though I was on a team, but it was more focused towards what I was doing as an individual. But when I got to college, it became a team dynamic. It was a whole team thing. And I wasn't really used to that at first. But I love people. I'm a people person. So I really just decided this is my family. So I'm just going to get into it. And the coach was amazing. He really focused on individuals as well as helping everyone become a family. So it was such a great experience. Because I became to play at a higher level so fast, I was put in leadership position very quickly. So I had to take away the mindset of being an individual tennis player and make it into a team dynamic because I was being looked up to as a leader. But it was a great experience. The experience I encourage anyone and everyone who plays a sport to strive for.
Great. So now you graduate from college. You were on the show once before. Why don't you tell people how you got from graduating from college to founding your own company?
So I graduated from college. I was actually an economics major. So I worked on Wall Street for a little bit. I didn't really like it. So I went back to college, back to Drew University actually, and decided to get my graduate degree. And during that time, I was allowed to to help the coach. So I was hired as an assistant coach to the women's team. And that really allowed me to learn a lot more about working with people about tennis. And after my after my graduate degree, I was hired by a nonprofit in Trenton to work as program director as a tennis company as well. So from then on, I started to work with people. I really became more invested in youth development, which is now I'm more of a specialist in youth development because I've worked with over 5,000 kids within the last 12 years, ages 5 to 18. So I've really got involved in that area. And my time in New York, so I've worked in New Jersey and in New York, running programs, tennis programs. So my time in New York really allowed me to understand that girls need more attention when it comes to sports, because girls do drop out of sports around ages 12 to 14. That's the crucial time when they're experiencing different things body wise, and when they don't see themselves in their coaches or teachers or mentors, they tend to like stray away and become just more complacent in terms of playing a sport. I was given the opportunity to really work with a lot of girls in New York, and it allowed me to see that it's important to focus on girls' participation. Luckily enough, a few years later, Adidas came up with an initiative about increasing girls' participation in sports in the U.S. And it's because girls were dropping out of sports a lot in this country. And because of that, I was allowed to work with Adidas during the initial process. And that was my confirmation to start an organization that focuses on empowering girls to become productive women through sport-based activities. So now I've created She Leads Sports, which we focus on not just tennis, but we focus on education and college prep as well for girls.
So that's my next question then. What is She Leads Sports? Give us a detailed information on what you do, how you do it.
Okay, so She Leads Sports is a very new organization on the block. We started last year, so February of 2019. We provide tennis education and college prep programs to girls ages 4 to 18. So for, 4 to 18, we really focus on tennis and education. In partnership with the Women's Sports Foundation, what we're utilizing their curriculum during in the education piece. It's called Go Girl Go, and it's a curriculum built to develop girls, to keep them active, but to also help them through the transition period of become from girls to women, right? So it's talking about confidence, building self-esteem, self-worth, body issues, like working on things like that. So the education piece, we're utilizing that to work with girls and incorporate tennis as the active sport. And at the high school level, we've also focused on developmental workshops for girls, but we focus on tennis and college prep. So we walk parents and students through the college recruitment process, make sure that we're making them stand out to coaches and colleges, allowing them to be well-rounded individuals so that they can stand out to coaches to get into the college of their choice. So we're doing three different things: tennis, education, and college prep.
So do you give them all the aspects where you teach them on tennis as well as all of these other extra things that you're doing for them?
Yeah, so we do one-on-one tennis. We do after-school tennis in schools, organizations, and we do group tennis as well during the summer and spring season. But yes, we also provide, in addition to tennis, we're providing education for the ages 5 to 13. So that's the Go Girl Go program we utilize. And for the high school level, we're providing developmental workshops, so working on their mental strength. And then we're also giving them the opportunity to prepare for college, so walking them through the preparation process for college.
So give me an example. Is I come to you, and what's the process for me? What do I go through? Is there a schooling that I go through first?
In terms of the college prep, what?
Yeah, in terms of college prep.
So in terms of the college prep, it's a 6 months program. So you're working with me for 6 months, either in a group setting or you can choose to work with me individually. So there are two packages. In the group setting, we're starting from goals setting to financial planning. So we're walking you through, you and your child, we're walking you guys through the whole process of like positioning yourself to look well-rounded enough. Because as a previous college coach, I know that college coaches are looking for not only high ranked players, but they're looking to see how well-rounded a player is. So they're looking to see how well the student work with their parents. They're looking to see what the student can bring to the table. How can the student contribute to the team as a whole and to the institution as a whole? So we want to make sure that you're not only focused on playing tennis, but you're focused on like achieving other things so that you can showcase yourself to uh, get recruited to play the sport.
Now, do you also do like a resume for the student to show coaches? Do you do videos for them as well?
Yeah, so the process is we start with like establishing your goals. So if you the program is divided into two groups. So we have our ninth and 10th graders because that's a different level. You're just starting, you're at the pre-college, pre-prep college level, preparation level. And then we have our juniors and seniors. So you're at that core level where coaches are actually starting to look at you. So we start with like your goal setting. Where do you want to go? What goals do you want to achieve as a family? And then we work on your resume. Then we get into the college prep piece where we start looking at your SATs, the ACTs, college essays prep. And then for those who really want to play at the higher level, like Division 1 and 2, we go through the video, like how to create a video, how to present yourself during the interview process. So we work on your interview skills, like presentation skills, how to communicate, how to email coaches, how to really represent yourself in a positive way. And then we go down to working with parents who really want to be there for their children, help empower them to stay active and stay focused during the process. So we provide effective tools for parents to work with their kids and keep them excited about college. And then we go down to the financial process. So how can you pay for college? How can you save for college as a parent? What kind of scholarships are out there for athletes, but also for an individual? Because some students get into college, they don't really get a full scholarship, so you have to cover the cost on your own. So we work on different ways to find scholarships around your community so that you can be able to pay for college without having your parents pay out of their pocket.
Yeah, so is that a big thing financially? Do you help them with that as well?
Uh, so financially, I help them locate scholarships. So when I was in high school, like I said, I didn't really have the financial resource to get into college. And so I had to maneuver my way around. Now, granted, I went to a Division 3 school, so we weren't getting paid to play tennis. So I had
Yeah.
to figure out a way to actually pay for college. And I utilized financial aid. I went to school in New Jersey, so I was able to receive state grant. But I landed 51,000 private scholarships because I did a lot of research and participated in a lot of different extracurricular activities that provided scholarships to me when it was time for college. So I walked parents and students through the whole process of the way I did it. I walked them through it to make sure.
So now is the process for finding scholarships a lot different than when you went to school?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
I said finding scholarships now for people, is it a lot different than when you went to school?
It's really not. Actually, now there are more scholarships available than when I went to school. So it's all about the research. It's all about really positioning yourself in the right place. And that's what the program, our college prep program, is called Deuce to College Prep. That's what we do. We find resources for parents and students to make sure that they're putting themselves out there and getting the right scholarships for their children. Especially for girls have a lot in terms of playing a sport in college. There are more scholarships available to female players than male players because of the capacity level. More male players are going out and playing college sports than women. So more scholarships are available to women. And it's all about just finding the right college, finding the right scholarships, the right coaches that can actually help you get there.
So now, when these people do they have to play tennis, or can they play any particular sport? And it's just for women that you're doing. Can men come as well?
So the college prep program is available to tennis players, male and female. Everything else, all of the other programs She Sports provide is for females only. But for the college prep programs, because it's really the process is the same for male and female. I've opened it up to males as well, but mostly I'm focused on female. But if a male is interested, it's the same process. You can definitely work. I can definitely work with you and make sure I get you to achieve your goal.
So now do you work on videos with them as well to send to coaches?
I don't personally do a one-on-one, like work on one-on-one videos with them, but I give them instructions on how to create the videos. So what kind, I've worked, in addition to building this course, I've worked with a lot of college coaches as well. So I've gotten a lot of insight from Division 1, Division 3 colleges telling me exactly what they're looking for. So it helps me really steer my clients in the right direction in terms of how to present yourself, what kind of things to say. So I help them with like scripts, work on the scripts of how they're actually what they're actually saying to the coaches. But I don't really go one-on-one and work like actually do the video for them. We don't have those type of resources yet.
Gotcha. So now, families, how do they find you? What's the process? How did they first get started?
So for those who are interested in the the tennis and education program, you can find me on my website. It's www.sheleesports.com. For those who are interested in the college prep program, it's deuce2collegeprep.com/tennis. So it's deuce as in like deuce 4040, the tennis word. So deuce2collegeprep.com/tennis. You can go on that website and you can read more about what I do. So on the website shows exactly one-on-one what I do with students and parents, and you can set up a discovery call with me because the program, I want to make sure that if it's the right fit, that I'm able to provide you with what you need. I'm not just giving it to anyone and everyone. I want to make sure that I have the ability and the resources to provide exactly what you're looking for. So I do a 20 minutes free call, initial call, to make sure that we're all on the same page before we move forward with the program.
So do you find that you get a lot of people just from the Northeast, or do you find people from all over the United States looking for you?
So oddly enough, I'm getting more international. I've been marketing this course for the past 3 months, and I'm getting more international interest. The course focuses on USA student athletes because based on my experience, that's what I know. I'm able to effectively help USA students. So I'm getting more international students, but I am getting students from like others, different states, not so much in New Jersey, which is hopefully this interview will help me get more interest from the New Jersey, New York area. But I'm getting more interest from other states that are looking to, get themselves in college.
Now, do they sign up online? Do they find out all about all the classroom time and things like that all online, or do they
So
have to get in touch with you?
So it's you have to get in touch with me. So I want to make sure again. I want to make sure that it's you're not coming in with a maybe a different situation that I'm not able to provide you. So again, during my 20 minutes call, like our free initial 20 minutes call, we cover the basis of what you need, and then I provide you with all of the necessary information in terms of signups. So I'll point you to the website or give you the link that you need to sign up for the program, and then we can start from there. But we do, again, it's a 6 months course, so you can come in at any time and I'll work with you one-on-one if that's what you want, or you can join the group based on where we are. So right now the 6 months group is closed, but I'm open to signing folks up for the next 6 months, which will start in February.
Wow. So you do classes of how many people? How many classes do you do, and how many people can get in the class?
So in order to make sure that I'm providing enough information, I'm actually available to everyone so that everyone is getting enough from me. I look to have 15 to 20 people per group. So per 6 months per season, I do 15 to 20 people because I want to make sure the class is not overwhelming where folks are not really getting what they need.
Gotcha. So it's more personable,
Yeah.
one-on-one type of stuff. And are you doing it via Zoom or Skype? I mean, people from international, I guess you're not seeing them in person.
So the internet, I haven't really worked. I've given advice to international folks, but I'm not really taking international folks right now, just because I don't. The international process is a bit different, and the course is built around the U.S. systems.
Gotcha.
So international folks, I give them advice as I see fit, but I'm not really, they're not a part of the group. The group is more for USA athletes, and it's a 6 weeks course. I'm sorry, a 6 months course. You're working with me once a week, a live Zoom session. We have a community built where you have access to me 24/7. You can send questions. The community work with each other, so you're asking questions. Other parents might even be able to answer your question as well. So you're a part of a community as well, a community of like-minded people seeking the same goal or a similar goal.
And have you found that women that are in different sports like swimming and golf and things of that sort, do you see those type of women coming to you as well?
I've had some soccer players reach out to me. Unfortunately, again, I'm just focusing on tennis players right now, just based on how the course is built. I know down the line in the future I will expand to more sports, but I want to use what I know right now so I can give my best and give my all and get success stories. So I don't want to overwhelm the process by including other sports and confusing the group.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
Do you find that the pandemic has caused anything for you where going to high schools and things of that sort or seminars? You probably can't do any of that stuff.
Well, I've been trying to get involved in more seminars, like through like virtual seminars. It's harder to um, the pandemic has been hard because a lot of sports are not running right now. A lot of sports are scheduled to start in the spring of next year.
Yeah,
So, and what I tell parents, this is the perfect time to actually start the preparation process because before spring actually begin, before you have the opportunity to, before coaches start to get busy, this is the perfect time to find out the best ways to reach out to them because a lot of coaches are just hanging around right now playing it by ear. So this is the perfect time if you are, especially if you're junior and senior, and you're looking to play tennis in college. This is the perfect time to really start positioning yourself and putting yourself out there so coaches can see you before they have to start their season and get really busy. But the pandemic has been good and bad. It has been good in a way where it's given me this opportunity to create a course around getting recruited to play a sport. And it has also allowed me to work with parents who are stressed. Parents are um, like they're not sure what's going on. So I'm able to be their resource, provide that safe haven of this is it's gonna be okay. Coaches are still looking for players. Life has not ended due to what's happening. Um, Things will come up again. Like life will have like start up again next year.
right.
So you shouldn't give up. You should just keep going through the process and by allowing your child to be well-rounded, you're making sure that your child is not only relying on sport, but they're relying on the education to get them into college as well. So we're not only focused on prepare for college as an athlete, we're preparing you as for college as an individual because you're competing against so many others. So you have two areas to fall back on, and this is the perfect time to do it.
Well, great. Well, Michelle, we're coming to the end of our show, and usually I ask my guests, what advice do you want to give the parents and the students that are watching this? What advice do you want to give them?
So for parents who have younger kids, ages 5 to 13, I encourage you to definitely get your child into sport. Sport really helps, especially female athletes. Sports help them stay out of trouble. It decrease depression levels and obesity. So it increases their confidence, their self-esteem. So I encourage you to definitely find a way to get your daughters into a sport, anyhow, any way you can. As a tennis coach, I'm biased, so I say get your child into a tennis program. Make sure you reach out to us if you're in the Mercer County area. Reach out to us, and we'll be able to. Even if you're skeptical about the pandemic and you want like a one-on-one tennis session, we provide one-on-one tennis as well. So definitely reach out to us. For those who are in high school, um, a lot of parents want their kids to get into college, but they're not sure of the process. They're unaware. They're stressed. There's just a lot going on. So find a way to use someone else who knows the process. So like my program, use me as a resource and allow yourself to go through the process with your child. It's a structured program. It allows you to really have me as your accountability partner. So even when you start to fall off, you have someone checking in with you to make sure that you're still following the process. So if it's not me, find a way to seek help outside of yourself, outside of what you know, because there's so much more you can learn. And there's so many ways you can leverage your child to get into the best college and get enough scholarship funds to pay for college. So definitely find a resource any way you can. If it's me, I will be happy to work with you. But if not, if you have other resources, reach out to them as well and get help.
Great. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Anthony.
Yeah. So you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.